like motherfucking D-Day. This is Normandy.
All hands on deck.
And with that, I'd like to welcome you all to the Broski Doodles podcast.
Shit.
This is where the wet noodles get together and do their damn thing. It's Kiko Flow in the motherfucking building. DJ BJ, the darkest DJ in all of the motherfucking underworld. Have you been in a place with music, techno-ish, you're doing some sort of substance that nobody really knows about because it's some like new age shit, and you feel lost, but at the same time you feel warmed in your heart? You might be in a DJ BJ concert.
Have you ever
the fuck out?
Have you ever been to the bathroom and you feel like you're inside of the subwoofer and it's like tickling your butthole every beat? Boom, boom, boom. That's
I have,
DJ BJ.
I have been there. And indeed, it was DJ BJ. When I looked at the DJ booth,
hey, what the fuck?
when I looked at, I'm like, well, who's causing this right now? And I looked at the DJ booth. DJ BJ was there. My motherfucking boy. And I'm so happy to have you guys here. Thank you for tuning in. Comment the motherfucking thing. Like it. Subscribe to the channel. We're live on iTunes, on Spotify. You can pirate this thing. You can download Napster and download the episodes. I swear to God.
I tried Napster, but it wasn't there. It was on LimeWire
or BearShare. You can get this podcast.
BearShare. Oh my God.
You can get this podcast everywhere. I'm telling, like, you can get this shit. I don't know if, like, for the people in South America, if you're in traffic, there's gonna be some ethnic guy come next to you, sell you CDs with the latest Broski Doodles episodes. That's insane.
But in Spanish.
It's Spanish.
That's how you know it's a knockoff.
So all I'm saying is, subscribe to the thing. It's easier to do that, but you could go the illegal way.
Yeah.
And I mean, we're cool with it. I mean, it's not like Metallica back in the day when like Napster came in. They're like, oh, we don't want them stealing our music. Like, we don't give a fuck. We can steal it.
Yeah. Bad press is still good press.
Yeah. Bro, I wanted to speak to you about some crazy shit that I've been thinking about.
Oof.
I'm gonna tell you guys today the most dangerous drug I've ever done.
Dun dun dun.
Bam, bam, bam. Before I tell you what it is,
heroin. What?
I honestly ask you, DJ. When I say that, what drugs come to mind?
For sure. I mean, heroin, black tar heroin. What was the other one? LSD is could be a dangerous drug as well, depending on how much you take. Let's see. Like the ones that they're harvested from animals. You know, like the licking of the frog. Stuff like that. I
are those
know.
like dangerous because of like the interaction I could have with the animal? Like a motherfucker could like, or you saying just because like it's psychedelic, it could take you to levels where like shit could get confusing.
It could take it to levels that aren't supposed to be reached by human beings.
No, that's fair. I mean, when somebody talks to you about like the most dangerous drug they've done, I mean, I'm thinking heroin, I'm thinking crack, right? I'm thinking ayahuasca. I'm thinking el yopo, which is a drug that the Native Americans in Venezuela do, and it's straight up ayahuasca, like DMT, but powder form. You sniff it. El yopo.
We have to kind of like distinguish the dangerous. Is it dangerous to your health, or is it dangerous to your self-being? You know,
I'm not a scientist. I'm not gonna come here like define terms and shit. I'm just vaguely gonna say I'm gonna tell you about the most dangerous drug I've ever done, and I will eventually get to the point of why I feel it is the most dangerous drug. For now, your only job is to sort of assume and think, okay, what could be that dangerous drug, using what you would consider to be dangerous.
Another drug that's pretty common in South America is sniffing glue.
Glue. That's shoe glue.
Shoe glue.
For the connoisseurs out there, don't be getting some like white glue for from your kids' projects and shit. It has to be legit shoe glue.
In Colombia, they call it bazuco.
El bazuco.
I don't know if they call it like that anywhere
I've
else.
heard of bazuco, but I think that's a different thing. But maybe I'm wrong. I think a bazuco is actually like what's left after crack, or maybe that's el paco. But anyways, you got many different things you could think about, right? Like, okay, that could be very dangerous. Well, the most dangerous drug I've ever done is called Adderall.
What?
/ Ritalin. Those are its pharmacy names. Essentially, really put, what we're talking about here is methamphetamine.
A pharmaceutical.
Right. I mean, like Ritalin and Adderall are the pharmaceutical forms of it, but we're literally speaking about straight up
Meth.
methamphetamines. It's meth.
Right.
It's meth. Just like you know, hydrocodone, Percocet, you know,
Oh,
all that
those can
shit
be.
is straight up synthetic heroin. This that I'm talking about, meth, Adderall, shit, is just meth, right? It's methamphetamines. I don't really know what family it is from. I don't know if it's connected to cocaine, but it is a stimulant. They say that Hitler was addicted to it. And let me tell you why this shit was dangerous, right? And to me scary. And I'm gonna tell you the story. I've been living in Madrid for almost 8 years now, and a few years back, some friends from Miami came to visit. And you know, we're all cool. We're drinking, you know, wacky tobacco, just chilling, right? Maybe a little vino, maybe a little wine from the lands near. And one of my boys, he has ADHD, right? Which I think everybody has, like attention deficit disorder. Like nobody can fucking pay attention to anything anymore. I mean, if you listen to this podcast on a weekly basis, you're like one of a kind because today people cannot watch anything for more than 20 seconds, right? So this guy had ADHD, and so he had prescribed Adderall or Ritalin. It was one of the two.
But the
And
same difference.
same thing, right? When he leaves back to the U.S., I'm like, yo, what's up with those pills? Like, what is that? Like, what does that do to you? You take that every day? He's like, yeah, I take that every day. It makes me focus. It makes me, you know. I'm like, all right. And he's like, here, you want to try it? He leaves me one pill, and he says, try half one day, half the other. So I take half and I go to work. And at the time I was working at this place that was like handling visas and shit. Like it was some like mad boring job. And I remember that day I went to work and I wanted to work. Like every day I went and I did my job. But this day I loved it. It doesn't matter how like simple, how stupid it was. Like I went in there and I wanted to do the best of it. And I actually cared to do it. Like I wasn't lazy about it. Like I wanted to do it. Like I'm like, okay, what else can I do to maximize my time and like things? And it was like a magical thing. Maybe to me it was more magical because I just feel like I have like this lazy personality. It's just hard for me to like get with and this shit just made me. I felt like fucking Bradley Cooper in Limitless. I swear to God, bro. Except I was filing like reports on some boring ass office. I wasn't like in, you know, some technology company making millions and, you know, with whatever girl. Like, but I still felt like amazing. The next day I took the other half. I went to work, same shit. It was power. I was like, poof. This wasn't recreational. I wasn't having fun per se. I just was feeling good about being productive and enjoying my life and making sure that every second of it I did the right things to make my life better. And identifying what are the things you need to do to make your life better is not that hard. I think you and me and most people know that. Like, you know, like, okay, what are the things? I need to eat better, I need to exercise, and I need to read 1 hour a day these books that I bought, and I need to dedicate to these projects that I have this much time every day. We kind of have figured out what it is, and we've identified what it is that we need to become better in life. It's just actioning those things and doing them. And this Adderall, Ritalin, whatever the fuck, methamphetamine shit, made me want to do all those things. Like, if I had this pill continuously, I think I would right now, I'll be like fighting Elon Musk on a UFC match. Now, I later on found out things about this. I saw a documentary and I heard a comedian, Jay Moore's story. He was addicted to these things to the point where he would crush them and sniff them. And he had to get an intervention. And then I understood also what it does to your body and how it drains you of other shit, so that in your normal life, when you do get rewards for doing things and accomplishing shit in life, it doesn't take as good because you've drained it somewhere else. So, you know, it's too good to be true, right? So,
Right.
But it was so dangerous to me because I felt like I don't think I'm addicted to anything. But this thing, I'm like, I would do this every day. Like, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you take the thing that makes you do the shit you know you need to do, but you don't do? This is not, oh, I'm taking this because I'm going to feel woozy and I'm going to feel high. No, no, no. I'm going to feel like I need to do the right shit to make my life better. That's why I felt it was the most dangerous drug I've ever tried. What do you think?
It's an interesting take that the danger isn't in the drug doing anything to you, but the danger is you being hooked to the feeling that this drug gives you, and perpetually just being on it 24/7, 365.
Yeah, but you know what's the crazy? Like, there's a lot of drugs that people get hooked on because of the feeling. But this went a little farther. This went into your life goals. Like, isn't it weird? Because you wouldn't really relate a drug to helping you accomplish your goals. Normally, it drags you. Anything you do, like tobacco, alcohol, weed, anything, like drugs drag you and make it harder. Like any substance that you run makes it harder.
Except for cocaine, that makes you feel like you can take over the world.
but it's an illusion.
Right. It is.
With this Adderall, Ritalin, I mean, if somebody is like has this shit prescribed, like please leave comments. But I think with this, you're clear. Like what you're doing, you're clear on it. Like it's not like a delusion where you're coked up and you're fucking, bro, we're gonna get an apartment together and we're gonna make a business. No, like
we're gonna go fight some sharks. No, it's not like that.
Right. I just felt like I never thought a drug could be something that makes you do the right things. And I'm like, yeah, like this is the most dangerous thing because you're hooked on it. Now, it's not dangerous just because I'm hooked on it. Like if I'm doing a thing every day and it doesn't hurt me and it only makes me accomplish the things that I need to do, then it's not a problem. The problem comes with the fact that this shit fucks up something in the biology of your body for all those days that is giving you an extra boost in ambition and an extra boost in, like, isn't it funny how biology doesn't give you a free lunch? Like whenever we find something that helps you in some way, it fucks something up. Like this is the same thing with like if you're hooked to like opioids, right? Mm-hmm. Like eventually, like if you're too hooked on them, like you stop feeling shit on other ways. Like if you take too much ecstasy, eventually you can't feel happiness. If you take too many Xanax, eventually you're just too anxious and even the Xanax cannot take it anymore. It's almost like whenever we find something that fixes us, it's not really a fix. And I think that's where the shit can get scary, right? Mm-hmm. When you think something can fix you that isn't within yourself.
When you think something's helping you, but it's not really. Like take the example of Percocet, like an opioid. They're designed for people that have injuries that are very severe to relieve the pain. But what's happening when you do that is that you're cutting off the pain sensor, right? You're blocking it. You're blocking the uptake of the pain sensor. So then your body thinks, oh, you don't feel pain, so that means that everything's fine. Let me not send anybody to go repair what's broken. So you end up having this broken bone or this torn muscle. It's not repairing at the same rate because you're telling your body, no, don't feel pain.
Oh, fuck. I didn't even think about it like that.
Yeah, so like
it's almost like your body needs to feel the right amount of pain so that it can provide the right
support
right?
To fix it, fix the problem.
Like if you make your body think there's no pain, the motherfuckers that need to go fix it, they're like, oh no, we're good.
And then you start using that same arm or that same leg normally, like if it's no pain, but you're fucking it up more because it's not repairing.
Wow, that's crazy. I just think that, and this is why life is hard, because everything, I feel like whenever there's like confusing shit in life and hard conflict, it all goes down to the same thing, which is finding the right peace within you. And the more you look outward, the more you're going to fuck up, And I really want people that maybe are prescribed to Ritalin and Adderall, like, tell me your experience. Maybe this really does help you. Like, I'm not saying this doesn't have value. Like, I mean, believe me, if it made me enjoy one of the shittiest jobs I had in my life, like it has to have some magic.
No, I definitely also tried Adderall back when I was in college. Almost towards the end, really, I didn't try it in the beginning. Maybe when I tried it in the beginning, it would have been a different story. But towards the end, then I saw how like it gives you hyper focus, like super.
This is actually
focus.
very interesting. I want your testimony on this because this is the other thing I hear, and well, this is for real. Like it's a fact. A lot of students use this. Like in college, this is a very used drug because it helps students study and focus on the shit. What was your experience with it regarding schooling and like reading and just preparing for school? Like how did it help you?
It gave you a temporary super boost to. So okay, I would say that if you have a lot of like work to get accomplished, that maybe it's not necessarily detail oriented. It's just like, let's say, busy work that just need to be done. This is very helpful because it'll help you do it quickly and efficiently. I feel that maybe if the task now calls for detail, for something that you need to focus on, something that you need to review and change and like actually like look into it, I don't know if you would be able to accomplish it with the same level.
Well, I actually felt exactly the opposite. Like I felt that it gave me the ability to focus on things, and I think that's the big lack
Oh,
that we all have, like not
or
being able to focus.
maybe okay. Well, the focus. Okay, what about retention? Like, do you remember what you did during that state?
Okay, so that's another thing.
That's what I meant.
Okay, so that's
not
another
the focus,
thing.
but
I
because,
don't
like,
remember if I remembered the
if
stuff
you're
that happened, but
if you're
I get what you
studying
mean.
for like a test and you're on Ritalin, will you remember it when you're off of it?
Okay, that could be
Yeah.
something. That could be something, right? But you could focus and like write a book.
Oh
on it.
yeah, exactly. You can focus and then do like a 20-page 20-page essay and finish it. Yeah, totally, 100%. Go for it.
Right, and then tomorrow they ask you about it, like I don't know what the fuck happened.
What did I write? You know, like
I blacked out.
like just like a spirit enters you and just takes over and shit.
But isn't there like this taste of magic when you think about what this could do, but also the scary that it could be? Because if it makes your life more efficient, why wouldn't you take it every day? You feel me? Like that's what makes it very scary. Because like you could very well make an argument like, oh, you should stop doing heroin because it's fucking up your veins and your body, and you're gonna get AIDS. When there's arguments to all the other things that you could do, but on this one, the argument is actually on the other side. We're like, hey, this is gonna make you do all the goals that you have.
Well, this is this is where I guess we have a disconnect, because did you feel any physiological changes as a result of taking this?
This is the thing, right? I'm talking through through the glass that I saw it through, right? Which is 2 days trying it. I didn't get the long-term effects, so that's what the part that I don't know. Did
No,
you try it for
I'm
long
asking
periods?
you. No, I only tried it twice.
Yeah, same
But
here. I only tried it twice, and I never felt any negative
Nothing.
effects. No,
The day after, the same day, nothing.
no.
Well, me personally, I experienced that I felt colder. So
Colder.
that like I feel like maybe like the blood is flowing quicker, and
Oh,
it's
you
focusing
felt colder while on it.
right while on it. Like that's when I knew that it was hitting, because my fingertips were colder, my toes felt colder, my extremities were colder, because I feel like the blood is probably like rushing towards like the vital organs and the brain.
I did feel more edgy. So I did feel like, I wouldn't say agitated, but sharp and edgy. I mean, I'm thinking if you start liking this shit, then you might start taking more. And if you take enough, you'll get jittery. Like there's videos of Hitler, like watching the Olympics, jittering like this. And they say that it was because he was like addicted to methamphetamines. And I mean, if you're if you're gonna do a war, and by and while you're at it, make it the greatest war of all, right?
Oh fuck! This explains a lot.
You might want to take the thing that makes you execute every plan to. I mean, it makes sense now, doesn't it make sense?
And then like when you see the actors that portray Hitlers in the movies and they're all jittery as fuck, I'm like, wow, why is this guy so jittery and shit? You know,
I mean,
he's very like with like the movements are like, you know, very like sharp, like.
And as he gets worse, I mean, you could see how like your body gets fucked up from it, and then eventually, I guess you lose your own like mind. But with Hitler, do you think that in a way the Allies didn't have a chance because this motherfucker was high on methamphetamine? Like it was almost like this guy was in superpower.
Like I think we wouldn't have had a chance if he then gave it to his soldiers. Like, all right, give it to everybody. Fuck this shit. We're going all in.
I think he
would have
did.
been fucked.
No,
yeah?
I think he gave him. I think he gave him the shit. Like that's why the motherfuckers were like badass about it.
And they didn't give a fuck, and they got stabbed, and they would just keep going. And damn, I mean,
today I just saw. Right before recording this podcast, I saw this Dutch movie about Anne Frank's best friend, who was also in the camp, and she actually made it alive. Which the whole movie, I'm like, how the fuck do they know about this story? And then at the end, she lived. I'm like, oh, okay, because how would they would they wouldn't
there's
have
no way. Yeah,
there's no way because they're talking about like when Anne Frank was already in the camp, and she didn't have the diary there.
No, the diary was in the house. Huh?
Yeah. It's crazy. They lived 2 years in the house and then they got caught. That's fucked. Like imagine like being so close to like.
But like 2 years inside of a house, like not inside of a house, like in the inner walls of the house.
Yeah, yeah. That's a crazy story, and it's a crazy story because it depicts what so many people live through. Like even though it's just her, she's multiplied by all the people that live through that shit. I always found it interesting that in the U.S. you get taught about the Holocaust and about the Nazis very early, and they fucking drill it in you. And I think that's like one of the good things about the educational system. There's many things that we can critique, but that's one thing that I fucking love because I think it's important to, yeah,
to revisit history. What do you mean by early?
Well, like I don't remember exactly, but maybe like
sixth,
seventh grade. I was already.
Yeah. But the like world history.
Yeah, world history.
American history.
You kind of can't like get around it, right? It's sort of like a big chunk of what happened. But yeah, I mean Hitler was on that meth. I don't know if it was Adderall or Ritalin. But yeah, that's my tale about the most dangerous drug that I've taken, and I think it merits that.
Now I have a better understanding of what you mean by dangerous.
Right? Would you agree or?
I could see myself engaging in Ritalin, like even to the point of even going to seek it from a doctor. Like that was, I think it was actually very helpful. Like the time that I did take it.
Yeah.
It's just that I didn't like the feelings that I got personally.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's better to just stay off it if possible because I do think, I mean, I'm almost certain that it has some negative effects. But you almost kind of want it to be like a perfect fix. Because, like, you could have superhumans. I'm telling you, this shit was insane. And I only had a little bit of it. Like, imagine, like, this is the shit, like, this is literally the shit that in, like, middle America, they're cooking in a lab and smoking, and it's like battery acid. Like, bro, there's the videos of, like, guys running outside with their body cut off and their organs out, and they're still walking like it's nothing. They're on meth. Like, when you take this shit directly, I don't know if they inject it or smoke it in large amounts, and not even the Ritalin version, like the shit. And to make it, bro, it's like some crazy shit. They go and get like afenafin, some like over-the-counter medicine, and then they put it in some battery acid with ether, and that's why like meth labs explode. Like the whole thing to make it is like crazy. But like the scariest drug addicts, like you see, like it's not even the crackheads or it's like the meth heads. When you like, because they don't feel pain and they're superhuman. It's crazy, but little amounts of it cures laziness. So who would have known?
This reminds me of like the Born Supremacy or the Born Identity, when like he's saying that there's little drugs that help him like heal or help him like focus or help him do stuff, and like I could see like a cocktail of 2 or 3 different drugs mixed together and creating like a superhuman. Even as momentarily, like it was just for like, all right, you got an hour, you can fly, or you can like jump from car to car or some shit, or go at like 50 miles an hour running.
I mean, it would be nice. Although, yeah, I do think that there's like this universal nature law where like no matter how much we get advanced with like technology, there will never be a thing to fix the mental shit we got. Like, for example, like I'm not saying, we got better with medicine and now we can cure the common flu and things that would kill you in the past. But like, we created, for example, like analgesics, right? Like ibuprofen, right? When you have a headache, right? Even that, which sounds very like, oh, that's normal. In Spain, they don't like to buy that shit over the counter is very restricted. You need to get like a prescription and all, because they don't want the population over medicating on ibuprofen, for example, and then later on they're like, you need more analgesics. You feel me? Like you get it like what's it called when you get
you build up a tolerance and then you need something stronger.
Yeah, you build up a tolerance. Also with fuck, I can't remember the name, but like just medicine in general. If you take it too much,
like painkillers.
Yeah, like painkillers and all that shit. So even that, if you take it too much, even though like, oh, it's just gonna cure my headache, yeah, it's better if your body takes it care naturally. Because if you take this, your body eventually, like when it really needs, like if let's say you're in an accident, knock on wood, and you need to get some like surgery done where they need to put anesthesia on you, if you've taken this medication too long, it might not work as good on you. So it's crazy how nature, like doesn't give you a free biology lunch. You need to fix the things within you yourself. And this is anxiety, depression, laziness, everything. And it's a hard road. And I think that's what the Broski Doodles do. We talk about this shit so that people can feel that it is normal to sometimes feel lost and feel anxious and feel depressed and, crush a bunch of Adderalls and snort them on a Friday night. I mean, I'm not saying it could happen.
It very well could.
But you always can find a little bit of hope in that humans are imperfect and that we're all in this road together, trucking and hopefully making it to the other side with a smile and a little more grace. With that, give a little conclusion to this episode. Tell me about the most dangerous drug you've tried. Tell me what you thought about it. Do you think it's dangerous? Or if you have this shit prescribed, what is your experience with it? It's like, Kiko, I'm the CEO of a fucking multi-million company. Shut the fuck up.
So I take whatever I want.
I sniff 5 of these a day.
I created this shit.
But yeah, DJ BJ, thanks a lot for joining, bro. Like every fucking weekend. And for the ones at home, peace.